Hallo zusammen and welcome to lesson number 8 in the 30 part series German in 30 days. In today's lesson we are going to be riding our bikes to the city center here in Munich because Yuki is doing a guided tour and we are going to join in virtually. Spoiler alert, our text is based exclusively on that guided tour. More to that in a second, right? So to be able to take part in a guided tour, we need to be able to follow the lady or the who are doing the guided tour, right? So where something is, right? Marienplatz. How can we get there? Wohin? How often something takes place? The famous Glockenspiel. When do we meet up as a group of tourists? So wann? We are also going to learn how to, for example, give signs whilst on our bikes. So right, left, and then on foot, straight ahead, right? I think I've said enough, actually. I can take off my helmet for you to guess today's lesson's topic. What is it? Adverbs. That's right. I know that there are tons of categories of adverbs in proper linguistics, but we are not doing an introductory course into linguistics here, obviously. What we're here for? To learn the most frequently used ones, the most important ones to get by on a daily basis. Right? I have written down 5 categories of adverbs. So adverbs of place, obviously, am Marienplatz, adverbs of time, adverbs of degree, adverbs of manner, and adverbs of frequency. And also, my personal favorite, modal adverbs. More to it shortly. Okay? So, the second big topic for today is the ability to make requests, demands, ask for favors in German. In other words, how to form the imperative politely, right? So, are you ready? Because I am ready. As we know, safety first. So, put on your helmets. Here in Munich, bikes are very popular. It's a bike city. Everywhere, so many cycle paths. I will see you at the Marienplatz in just a moment. Wir sehen uns. So, hallo zusammen am Marienplatz. So the text is titled Stadtbesichtigung. Comes from the verb besichtigen, to see, to view, to do the sights, right, in this context. So, listen carefully or read along carefully and look out for adverbs of time, place, manner, degree, frequency. Modal adverbs, the imperative. If you know a bit of German, obviously, because we're going to break it down. So, heute ist Sonntag. Yuki möchte eine Stadtbesichtigung machen. Am Treffpunkt warten viele Touristen. Stadtführerin. So the lady who is doing the tour. Willkommen in München. Wir befinden uns mitten im Stadtzentrum am Marienplatz. Hier sehen Sie das Rathaus mit Glockenspiel. Es spielt 4-mal täglich, um 11 Uhr und um 12 Uhr vormittags, um 17 Uhr nachmittags und um 21 Uhr abends. Jetzt drehen Sie sich bitte nach links. Sie sehen nun die Frauenkirche. Die 2 Türme sind das Wahrzeichen von München. Nun drehen Sie sich bitte nach rechts und Sie sehen den alten Peter. Der alte Peter ist ein interessanter Aussichtsturm. Können Sie die Leute dort oben sehen? Ja, dort oben sind Leute. Wie kommt man da hinauf? Yuki, die Stadtführerin. 300 Stufen führen nach oben. Sie haben dort einen herrlichen Blick über die ganze Stadt. Und manchmal können Sie sogar die Alpen sehen. Das ist ja toll! Nun überqueren wir die Straße und gehen geradeaus weiter. Das ist der Viktualienmarkt. Hier können Sie Obst und Gemüse, aber auch Brot, Fleisch, Wurst, Käse, Blumen sowie Kräuter und Gewürze kaufen. Die Gruppe geht weiter. Stadtführerin. Hier ist das Hofbräuhaus. Vielleicht möchten Sie hineingehen? Ich warte draußen auf Sie. Yuki geht hinein und kommt schnell wieder heraus. Wie gefällt Ihnen das Hofbräuhaus? Sehr schön, aber sehr voll. Darf ich Sie etwas fragen? Natürlich, fragen Sie. Die Bedienungen tragen so schöne Kleider mit Blusen und Schürzen. Wo kann man diese Kleider kaufen? Das sind Dirndl. Man kann sie in Trachtengeschäften kaufen. Wo ist das nächste Trachtengeschäft? Hier vorne rechts. Vielen Dank für die Auskunft und die interessante Führung. Did you know that adverbs are not declined, nor are they conjugated? Yes, you've heard me right. How brilliant is it? No declensions, no conjugations to worry about. Adverbs, they have a number of important jobs to do. They can modify verbs, as in you walk slowly. They can also modify adjectives, as in this is infinitely beautiful. They can also modify adverbs, as in you walk rather slowly. Okay? And whilst we are at it, they can also modify whole sentences or clauses. Alright? Like adverbs of comment. But we will begin with adverbs of place, because remember we are meeting up at the Marienplatz in Munich. And so, to do so, I'm going to phone up a friend of mine to find out where she's waiting for me, because we are meeting up first and then we'll join in together to do the guided tour, to do the sites. You ready? So to do so, I'm going to use one question word. Wo. Where. Wo. W-O, right? To find out where she's waiting. You ready? Hallo. Wo bist du? Wo bist du? Du bist schon am Marienplatz? Okay, schön. Ich komme. Bis gleich. Tschüss. Whew. She said she's already there, waiting. Okay, what did she say? So, I said, wo bist du? Right? And she said, ich bin hier. Right? She also said, ich bin schon da. Schon being another adverb. Very practical, okay? So, ich bin schon hier. Identical. Ich bin schon da. Okay? And then we listen to what the lady is saying, right? And the lady says in the text, sehen Sie die Frauenkirche, the cathedral here in Munich, die Frauenkirche da drüben? Sehen Sie die Frauenkirche dort? Over there. Okay, so to point to something, we say dort drüben, da drüben, right? And to point something where we are, so we say here, we say da. Also, she says in the text, so another pair, ich warte draußen auf Sie. Okay, outside, draußen as opposed to drinnen, inside. Alright? Another pair, she says, nun drehen Sie sich bitte nach rechts und jetzt drehen Sie sich bitte nach links. Which is self-explanatory, right, left, okay? At one point she says, jetzt gehen wir geradeaus, okay? I think zum Viktualienmarkt, okay? Straight ahead, geradeaus. The last one to talk about the geolocation, so to speak, is mitten. The lady says, wir befinden uns mitten im Stadtzentrum, right? Mitten comes from die Mitte. Okay, so the word family. Mitten meaning in the middle of the city center. Who has noticed? Befinden uns. Wir befinden uns. Extra points. 10 out of 10. Because this is a reflexive verb, with befinden being an inseparable one. You are making progress. Sehr gut. Weiter so. In order to talk about directions, right, we need the question that we are familiar with. Wohin, right? Do you remember countries with articles? Wohin gehst du? Ich gehe in die Schweiz, for example, yeah? As opposed to ich gehe nach Frankreich. So, wohin geht Yuki? Sie geht hinauf, right? So, up, right? Sie geht die Stufen, the steps, hinauf. Hinauf, as opposed to hinunter. This is Hochdeutsch. In Bavarian dialect, we just say sie geht rauf, as opposed to sie geht runter. Hinauf, hinunter, rauf, runter. Another pair. Yuki geht hinein and kommt schnell wieder heraus. Right? Again, Bavarian dialect, sie geht rein und sie kommt wieder raus. Hochdeutsch, sie geht hinein und sie kommt heraus. Rauf, runter, rein, raus. Oh, it's a lot. Wann kommst du? Um 17 Uhr heute Abend. Okay, bis dann. Tschüss. As you can probably tell, our second section is about adverbs of time. And I've used this question word wann, which is self-evident, when, right? German and English having a lot in common, right? And we have actually learned already very many adverbs of time without knowing that they're referred to as adverbs of time. Talking about, for example, days of the week. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag, yeah? We have also learned the option when we're doing something like consistently on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, right? Montags, Dienstags, Mittwochs, Donnerstags, Freitags, Samstags, Sonntags, right? And we have broken down the day into some parts, which is morgens, vormittags, mittags, nachmittags, abends, nachts. Those are all adverbs of time. Very useful to describe time, right? So when is something happening, right? I'll give you an example. Heute ist Sonntag. Heute ist Sonntag, der 23. Juli 2023. Okay, so ich mache dieses Video am Sonntag abends. Es ist Viertel vor 5. Viertel vor 5 schon, okay? Can you see? I have just used everything that we know already. So when we're talking about an order, a particular order of events, for example, right? We use dann or danach. Right? For example, wir gehen spazieren und dann gehen wir essen. Or identical, wir gehen spazieren und danach gehen wir essen. So after that, afterwards, right? When we're talking about frequency, so how often did something or does something take place, we use very practical. So in English, once, twice, thrice, 4 times, blah blah blah. In German, okay, what's the question? Wie oft warst du in Italien? Okay. So how many times have you been to Italy, right? Warst du? So what can I say? Einmal, zweimal, dreimal, viermal, fünfmal. Pick and choose. When I want to say that I do something now and then, once in a while, then I use a beautiful adverb of frequency, which is called manchmal. Okay? So trinkst du Bier? Manchmal. Fährst du Fahrrad? Manchmal. Machst du Sport? Manchmal. Right? So beautiful adverb of frequency. Also, when I want to know when something takes place again, I use another beautiful adverb of frequency, I'd say, right? All time, which is wieder. And I would like to teach you a very practical phrase in German. So, when will I see you again, right? Wann sehen wir uns wieder? Wann sehen wir uns wieder? So, sich wiedersehen, as you can see, reflexive and separable verb. Wann sehen wir uns wieder? Okay, and you might have heard already one of the beautiful German compounds, which is auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. And on the phone, wiederhören. As if the person would like to talk to you again on the phone, like at the reception. Wiederhören, Wiedersehen. There you go. Everything is interconnected. So you might have noticed that I like polite expressions. I like to address people politely. I like to ask people for favors politely because I think it's innate in our nature. We like being addressed in a polite manner or way, right? And so modal adverbs, our last category for today, they work wonders, right? When we know when to use them, how to insert them into a question or a sentence, right? So let's begin with gerne. Let me give you an example. Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Ja, gerne. Yes, please. Möchten Sie noch eine Tasse Tee? Ja, gerne. Magst du mit uns mitkommen? Ja, gerne. Magst du noch eine Cola? Ja, gerne. So, a beautiful adverb of degree that adds some information to adjectives or adverbs is sehr. You've heard me say, sehr gut. Gut is an adjective. Sehr is an adverb. I've just said adverbs modify adjectives. Sehr gut, right? Adverb of degree. So listen out for sehr. You will be astonished how often sehr is used. For example, ich finde dieses Kleid sehr hübsch. Sehr gut, sehr hübsch. Du läufst sehr schnell. Sehr schnell. Sehr spät. Oh, sehr früh. Sehr teuer. Right? So just put there, sehr, in front of, gosh, what is going on? Just put sehr in front of a German adjective and you've got a superb combination, right? I mean, if you want to modify the adjective by sehr, right? Like to what extent? Let's do another modal adverb, which is auch, and in the text we've got a sentence. It goes, am Viktualienmarkt können Sie Gemüse, Obst, aber auch Fleisch und Fisch kaufen, right? So also. Another example, magst du auch ein Stück Pizza? Ja, gerne. Magst du auch an die Isar, the river in Munich, an die Isar fahren? Ja, gerne. Magst du auch eine Cola? Ja, gerne. So next one is noch. Sie können noch eine Stunde in die Bibliothek gehen, right? Noch is also used in questions when we want to make sure that something is still possible, right? Geht das noch? Okay, so for example, you are missing a deadline or you're being close to missing a deadline and you are phoning up the agency to ask if you can still submit an application, right? And you go, geht das noch? Another game-changing modal adverb is vielleicht, maybe. Gehst du auch ins Konzert? Vielleicht, wenn ich Zeit habe. Möchten Sie vielleicht ins Museum reingehen und sich das genauer anschauen? Ja? Möchten Sie vielleicht essen? Right? Sogar. Even. In the text there is an example sentence. It goes von dort oben. So she's referring to the Alte Peter, right? This church. Von dort oben können Sie sogar manchmal die Alpen sehen. You can see the Alps. Right? So with those adverbs at the back of our minds, we can be more selective and specific when we're making appointments or meeting up, right? Now let's do a little exercise. Time to practice. Fill in the suitable adverbs. So how many do we have to choose from? Quite many. Hinein, da, gerne, danach, auch, heute, heraus, noch, dort oben, mitten, hier, zweimal. Okay. So you'll see a sentence in a minute. You can pause the video, try to do it. You can write it down, so either physically or mentally, and then come back. So, Nummer 1. Möchten Sie noch eine Tasse Kaffee? Ja, gerne. Nummer 2. Das Rathaus ist, hatten wir schon, mitten im Stadtzentrum. Nummer 3. Die Gäste gehen in das Haus hinein und nach 30 Minuten wieder heraus. Right? Nummer 4. Olivia und Jean-Luc lernen auch Deutsch. Nummer 5. Heute kaufen Frau Glück und Yuki ein Kleid. Danach gehen sie essen. That's a good idea. Nummer 6. Dort oben ist die Damenabteilung. Nummer 7. Bitte unterschreiben Sie zweimal. Einmal hier und einmal da. Komm her. Kommt her. Kommen Sie her. The imperative. You have just heard the 3 versions of the imperative in German. Okay, so the second person singular, the second person plural, and the formal / polite Sie form. Okay, let's break it down a bit. How do we form the second person singular imperative? Very easily done. Based on the introduction, komm her, right? We can see that we are dealing with the verb stem actually, right? So, what is the conjugation for the second person singular? So, ich komme, du kommst, right? So, S, T at the end, this conjugation, right? Take it off, cross it out, and what you're left with is the verb stem komm. And that's your imperative for the second person singular. Easy, told you, right? So, komm her, right? Let's practice a bit. So, what verbs do we have? For example, nehmen. Yeah, the irregular one, we've had it. Activate pre-knowledge. Ich nehme, du nimmst. It's the conjugation for the second person singular. ST, knock it off. What you're left with is nimm. That's right. So, nimm die Schlüssel mit. I know, I'm not very kind to you. I've just used a separable verb, mitnehmen, to take something with you. More to it in a second, okay? I couldn't think of anything else. So, nimm die Schlüssel mit. Take the keys with you, right? Nimm die Schlüssel mit. What else? We do have geben. A very important one. To give something, right? Geben. Irregular one, attention please. Ich gebe, du gibst. Take off. ST. What do we have? Gib. That's right. Gib mir Bescheid, wenn du zu Hause bist. Let me know when you're at home, right? Gib mir Bescheid. Right. What happens with the irregular verbs that do have those suspicious dots above A, O, or U. Umlaut. Right? Let's have a look. So we've had already fahren. Ich fahre, du fährst. Good job. So get rid of ST. What are you left with? Fair. Not working. Cross out those dots. You've got fahr. That's right. Fahr mit dem Auto. Fahr mit dem Auto. Es regnet. Right? Fahr mit dem Auto. Another one we've got laufen. Ich laufe, du läufst. ST, Umlaut, we've got lauf. Lauf schneller. That's right. That's all to it. Let's do the second person plural. So, based on the introductory example, we have kommt her. For those of you who have been doing their homework consistently and know the conjugations, then you will have noticed that it's actually the conjugation for the second person plural, right? So, ich komme, ihr kommt. Stays the same. That's the imperative. So the form is identical. We don't need to do anything to the form, right? Kommt her. Nehmen. Ihr nehmt. Nehmt die Schlüssel mit. Right? So I'm sticking with the same examples to sort of make it a bit easier for you. Geben. Ihr gebt. Gebt mir Bescheid, wenn ihr zu Hause seid. Right? What else did we have? Fahren. Ihr fahrt, that curious one I know, fahrt mit dem Auto. Es regnet. Yeah? Fahrt mit dem Auto. Laufen. Ihr lauft. That's right. Lauft schneller. Good job. 3. Sie form, polite / formal, right? Brilliant news. In terms of the form, it's the same as the conjugation for sie, which again is the same as the infinitive. Can you follow me? Right. Let me explain. The verb kommen, the introductory sentence. Kommen Sie her. The verb is kommen, to come. Stays the same. Kommen Sie, because of Sie. So remember, the conjugation has to agree with the personal pronoun in German, right? Kommen Sie her. So the verbs. We've had nehmen. Nehmen Sie die Schlüssel mit. Geben. Geben Sie mir Bescheid, wenn Sie zu Hause sind. Fahren. Fahren Sie mit dem Auto. Es regnet. Laufen. Laufen Sie schneller. Vielleicht können Sie den Bus noch erwischen oder erreichen. Vielleicht. What happens with separable verbs? I've given it away already, guys, because I've been using the separable verbs. Let me remind you. Kommen Sie her. The prefix goes at the end. Nehmen Sie die Schlüssel mit. The prefix goes in at the end, right? What else do we have? Ruf mich bitte an. Hol mich bitte ab. Based on last week's video, check it out. What else did we have? Füllen Sie den Antrag aus. We had das Formular. Füllen Sie dieses Formular aus, right? Der Antrag is actually like a form again, right? Füllen Sie den Antrag aus. So a mother to her child. Sie das T-Shirt aus. Zieh die Schuhe an. And what happens with the reflexive verbs? Reflexive verbs? Sich plus the verb, right? For example, we've had sich bedienen, to help oneself, right? Let me give you an example. Bedien dich, bedient euch, bedienen Sie sich. That's all. So, the reflexive pronoun sich goes at the end, right? Bedien dich. So, in the Sie form, what happens is, bedienen Sie sich, right? The personal pronoun Sie that marks this polite version comes between the verb and the reflexive pronoun sich. Bedienen Sie sich. Let's do sich bedanken, to thank for something, right? Bedank dich, bedankt euch and bedanken Sie sich. Practice time. Look at the example and form the sentences using the imperative. Okay, so the example is Platz nehmen. A firm expression, like a collocation, right? Platz nehmen, meaning take a seat, right? We've got three versions, right? Du, ihr, sie. Let's begin with du. So Platz nehmen. What's very important is the verb, obviously, right? And we've had it, so we know how it goes. Nimm Platz. Take a seat. Ihr. Nehmt Platz. Take a seat. Sie. Nehmen Sie Platz. Take a seat. Nummer 1. Sich setzen. Right? Du. Setz dich. Ihr. Setzt euch. Right? So the conjugation is T as in er, sie, es, right? Setzt euch. Sometimes you don't hear it. So for the picky amongst you, setzt euch. And sie, setzen sie sich. In English, please, sit down. Nummer 2, herkommen. You can go back to the beginning of this second section because I've already formed sentences of the imperative with herkommen. Let me remind you. So herkommen, come here, right? Komm her, ihr kommt her, sie kommen sie her. So, hier reinkommen. Okay, so another separable one, right? So herein goes at the end, as a reminder. Kommen, we know what happens. Komm herein. Kommt herein. Kommen Sie herein. In Bavarian, komm rein. Kommt rein. Kommen Sie rein. Homework, before I go. 3 verbs, separable or and reflexive, right? To form the imperative. So, sich umziehen. Another one is mitnehmen. And the third one is abholen. Be creative. Let me know what you've come up with in the comments down below. And we will share in our little community here on YouTube. Right guys, that's it from me for today. I hope it's been helpful. I wish you success. I wish you joy on your learning journey. And I'll see you next week with lesson number 9. Tschüss zusammen. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, it's time to go. One last recommendation auf Deutsch. Fahrt vorsichtig. Fahrt langsam. Okay? Kein Stress unterwegs. Bye!